But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The map is Derelict Watcher, spawning in the bottom position. As the red Zerg player from Samsung Galaxy Con, it is Solar. Up against the blue Terran player, spawning in the northeast position from Cooler Master Storm, it is Polt. Let me see his rally. Looks like he's going to wall off. Pretty typical. And it's funny. I mean, most Terran players wall off. It's just MMA in yesterday's group opted for a lot of non-walls, actually, when going both Reaper and Command Center first. So just kind of interesting to see how some Terran players switch it up a little bit. Solar will Extractor trick this game. And I assume that... I assume Polt's just going to do the Reaper expand again. It's pretty much all Polt does. I rarely ever see the guy go Command Center first. And here's the SCV already just kind of dancing around, twerking a little bit. There's the Varix on the way. We should see that rally up to the gas. Yep. So Polt's just going to do what Polt does best, and that's make Reapers and win games when he's behind. Which is, it's just like strangely weird how... I honestly felt like Polt was really put on the back burner in that last game, and then he was able to just claw his way back in a really tactile way in that map. So kind of curious to see whether he's going to be able to pull it back. But let's see. Hatchery's on the way for Solar. Will he go for the gas into the pool again? Yeah, it's going to be gas and then spawning pool. So Solar's keeping this option of early speed available. And I don't know if he does it because Polt opens Reaper or if Solar just likes having the speed. Some Zerg players will just get speed. Like, I know the way TLO plays, he oftentimes will get the early speed, move in the double evolution chambers, and take a slightly later third just so he's safe and has a good upgrade core going. But Solar seems to be doing it actually for a similar defensive purpose. He actually, now I think about it, he pretty much played that same way on the last map. Solar played a very defensive. Like, he had the early speed, sure, but Solar didn't bring any aggression. In fact, I don't think Solar at any point in time tried to attack Polt in the last game. Which, I mean, you could say it's one of the things that hurt him, but Solar just kind of expanded and tried to deny bases. He tried to say, look, I'm going to sit you on 3 bases, Polt, and I'm going to try to starve you out by killing off your 5th, maybe your 4th. But I think Polt getting the 4th up with no problem was a bit of an interesting thing. And here Polt's actually doing that thing I was mentioning in the last map. He gets 1 Reaper, and then he gets the Reactor. So it seems like Polt's doing a little bit more closer to the classic Polt, or the ode to Polt build. As the Reaper does come in, sees the pool, sees that Zergling speed, is researching. This is a very fast Zergling speed for Solar. This is about as fast as you get Zergling speed without doing some sort of cheese, like pool first, or some sort of 2v2 style build. But Polt using that Reactor to get a Marine and another Reaper. And this is just the way that Polt does it. It's this is kind of his go-to. It really is his go-to, I guess, is the best way to put it. But Overlord for Solar, got all the information. He knows what's up. And he's just kind of chilling right now. Zergling speed's going to finish soon, but he doesn't have really any... Yeah, he has like just 6 links. He has his initial few Zerglings are all he's got. Sitting with him, by the way. Sitting him here. So he's just moving these Reapers around. And speed's about to finish. Overlord will come in. He's going to spot the second gas timing. But, I mean, there's not really much of a read that you can make. I'd say Polt's a very difficult guy to read. Largely because in this matchup, there's not too much strategical variety. You're almost always going to see everybody go into that Marine mine setup. It's just what players do. Polt is the last player I expect to go mech versus Zerg, which is... It's been so long in the Heart of the Swarm that we haven't seen any mech out of almost any pro players versus Zerg, but he had a pretty interesting way of using mech against Zerg in Wings of Liberty, at least. But there's the classic Viking on the way. Polt just trying to deny Overlord scouts, as well as keep creep off of his bases in the event of a quick lair from the Zerg player, as Solar takes his own 3rd. And the Hellions are just dancing around, just seeing what is there to see, taking some shots where they can. Additional gas geysers being taken, and there's the evolution chamber. So Solar is doing the the fast double upgrades. And it's nice that he does it, but despite having much earlier upgrades than Polt on the last map, it didn't actually secure him any tangible advantage. He was just kind of sitting around like, well, I got my 2-2 maybe a minute or two earlier than you, but I didn't do anything. I didn't do any kind of all-in with it or anything like that that would have gained me an advantage, but... Huh. Polt's building a reactor with his starport. This is a little unusual, actually. I don't see Polt do this very often. He's got the Hellions harassing with the Reapers. That's standard. He's got 2 Marauders, though. Oh, is he going to go double medevac? This is... Okay, so Polt's changing it up a little bit here. I think he's going to go 3rd Command Center with double medevac behind this. I don't know what else he'd have planned, but the reactor's done, and there it is, double medevac. So Polt is going for another different timing. There's the 3rd Command Center as well. This is, I've never actually seen this build before at all from any Terran player. So Polt's really mixing it up here. These Hellions and Reapers still pressuring. Solar's not doing anything terribly interesting. Just just going over at least what he's up to. He's getting his lair. 1-1 is coming in, and he's just droning. I don't think he suspects this attack is coming because the Overlords are pushed away by the Viking. So Polt's just coming in here trying to pick off Queens with the Hellions and Reapers where he can. And I imagine is Polt's going to load up 4 Marauders and 4 Widow Mines. 4 Marauder, 4 Widow Mine drop is what it is. And Polt's going to leave 1 Widow Mine at home, perhaps for defense. I know Polt's one of the guys that likes the 4 Marauder drop, but the way that he's doing it with double medevac is definitely an interesting, or I guess you could say refreshing take on it. The Viking's going to pick off another Overlord. Polt just clearing the lanes for his eventual drops to come in, and yeah, 4 Marauders are about to get dropped inside of the 3rd base, while these Hellions are still bringing the pressure with the Reapers. The Zerglings here should be able to deal with this, but at the same time, there's still that Widow Mine drop that's moving in. Marauders immediately forced to pick up. Weren't able to kill off the Queen thanks to those Zerglings. I feel like Polt should just try to drop down and kill off these Queens. Combat Shield is on the way now as well. But Polt has... Does Polt not have any engineering bays? Okay, yeah, he does. He's just not starting his upgrade. So Polt hasn't even started. He's starting his 1-1 as 1-1 finishes for Solar. And that's going to make things interesting. Here comes the Widow Mine drop, though. Polt's going to try to put 1 in each base. There's 1, 2, 3. He's going to leave all 3 here. That Queen should not be able to get away. It is picked off. And Polt's just going to lift up these Widow Mines. And he's just going to boost away. These Marauders and Hellions are still kind of chilling on the field. Polt bringing a lot of pressure with this force. Widow Mine does get picked off. And I don't think Polt actually killed too much. He's only killed 2 drones so far this game. Here comes the Marauder drop once again. Focusing down on these drones. Trying to grab the Queen as well. Will Polt be able to grab them? Marauders have so many hit points. It's very difficult to kill them, but he keeps them alive. The Viking's still going ham. He's got 3 kills so far on these Overlords. Looking for a 4th. He's actually queued to go by the middle of the map with the Viking very smartly. And Polt's just keeping his forces alive. Now he's starting the armory up. Polt's once again going to be behind in upgrades, but just bringing a lot of pressure with this build. And it gives him a lot of early Widow Mines as well as early medevacs. So I don't know how I feel about this. I actually really like this build from Polt. It feels weird because of how late his upgrades are. Solar, on the other hand, I feel like he's just going to do exactly what he did in the last game, which is just play really, really freaking well. And by well, I mean relying largely on his macro, because that's kind of what it was. It was the macro, being able to get out ungodly amounts of Banelings to just smash through everything that Polt had. And Polt's coming up. This is a very powerful attack that's coming in now. Fortunately for Solar, he does have Baneling speed done. He has a good number of Banelings here, and the creep spread is a pretty solid position to cover if Polt decides to go too far with this engagement. But there are 6 Widow Mines here, and with 4 Hellions, anything could happen. Here comes Solar, moving in, the Marines stepping back. The Marauders tanking a lot of the damage. All of the Banelings have been spent, and Polt still has Marines. Overseer kind of dancing around. A couple of these Widow Mines are still alive, and Polt is just scanning, cleaning up the creep tumors. There are Mutalisks here now, though, so Polt's going to have to lift up and boost away, but I don't think he's going to be able to get these medevacs out if the Zerglings give chase. No, Solar deciding not to risk too much. That Overseer was killed, so he'll have to wait a little bit. The Widow Mine cooldown is still a threat. This Viking's at 4 kills, by the way. Props. And this Widow Mine, the Zerglings are going to die. Oh, no. All right, well, that's the overhyped moment of the day for you guys there. Widow Mines grab a few more units. Here come the next wave of Marines and Marauders, but with no Widow Mines this time around, that's going to make things a little bit difficult to manage. And Polt, he's just continuing to just try to get into a good position to bring pressure. His 2-2 has not yet started, so Solar has actually finished his 2-2. Polt will be down again significantly in upgrades. He's just now starting the +2 upgrades. He has a wall off in his natural, which is kind of adorable. Single Marine patrolling in case any Zerglings try to run by for a flank or some sort of stab or backstab. Any type of stab, really. Not fun. And here the Banelings and the Zerglings move in. Try to get some hits off on this bio. And Polt still has a pretty solid number of Marines. He's still just sitting pretty, chilling. Not having too much trouble. This lone Zergling and Baneling. What a great way to do AoE damage to Marines. It's so funny to watch how that happens. But Solar, he's got one Baneling here, not gonna do too much. And there's a lot of Zerglings and Banelings in the field for Solar. I'm wondering if he's gonna go for a counterattack. His units are in position. I think what he wants to do is sandwich the Terran army. And it hasn't spotted by this Viking, so he might actually have an idea that there's the potential for this. Polt's closed off this third base. He's like, yeah, I got all the minerals mining, don't need anything else. As the Mutalisks and Banelings are here just waiting. He's going to morph in a few more Banelings. Muta's trying to press him back. Polt's on the back foot as the Zerglings and Banelings come in with the flank as well. The Mutas just crash on top of everything. Polt will boost all the medevacs away. His entire army cleaned up. And once again finds himself down on supply. A fifth base now being constructed for Solar with this hatchery in the northwest. As, the hero Viking finally died. Killed a lot of overlords, though. Was worth it. And Polt, let's see what we've got going on here. 4th Command Center is on the way. His 2-2 are going to be finishing up soon, which is nice for him, considering that the 3-3 will be starting soon as that hive is done. The hive is complete for Solar. You can get the next level of upgrades. This lone Marine is going full Rambo on this hatchery. And it's actually not enough to kill it, but he's keeping the health stuck at around 700. The health barely rises with the Marine attacking it like that. But let's see what Polt does. His next push is coming in, as Solar hasn't really done too much. Solar's just playing very, very macro heavy. I don't know. It's even hard to cast him because he's just making Zerglings and Banelings and winning fights. And then Polt wins anyway. But a few Zerglings try to go for some sort of harass, but he's going to run into the door. Mutalisks trying to grab a few Widow Mines. They will be able to. Here come the Zerglings and the Banelings. There's no creep, but Polt barely has any bio here. There's not really anything here for Terran. Yeah, he doesn't have any units. Polt's army just feels so small despite being at even army supply. He does have a drop in the northwest position trying to take out this hatchery. Zerglings do get shooed away. There's drones kind of tucked on this extractor. They're cuddling up to it. The Mutalisks take some shots from the Marines. We'll grab one of them as Solar just kind of feeds. He's kind of just walking into this meat grinder of a drop. The Banelings will be enough to finish cleaning it up, though. 2 Marines managed to get in the evac chopper. And Polt, he's just kind of chilling. Solar's like, well, I can't leave because there's Widow Mines and Marines, and I can't go in, so I'm just going to sit outside. It's like that dog, you know, poor little puppy gets picked off. And this Marine force actually stops a few Zerglings. Without the creep spread here, it's very difficult for Solar to press in. I will say the creep spread looks very nice in the center of the map. He'll see any big pushes coming. As I say that, the big push is coming from Polt. The Widow Mines are going to burrow. The Zerglings and the Banelings are coming in from 180 degrees. He's moving in the top as well as the bottom. Polt's Widow Mines, though. Ooh, these Banelings are clumped up so much. The Widow Mines could actually do massive amounts of damage, even with the reduction in the area of effect that they deal. It can make it so difficult. Polt just has a ton of medevacs. Let me just say that. Polt actually, that's why Polt's army feels so small. He has an absurdly large number of medevacs. This is 12 medevacs, 24 supply in the sky, and he actually has even more than that up here. So the Planetary Fortress is taking some damage. Polt trying to stave this off. He's only got a few Marines. The Mutalisks will gobble those up like they're nothing. And Solar's actually building up a pretty nice Mutalisk count. He's at 21. If he loses any, I think it's going to be a huge detriment to him, but Polt has yet to set up the safety planetary. There's nothing here. The Banelings and Zerglings are going to roll on in. Polt taking some serious damage. There's a few Widow Mines to cover. The Bio actually catches with a sweet flank. Widow Mines get some good shots off, and he actually chews through a lot of the forces of Solar, but Solar still has that northwest base. He still has the south position, and I feel like we're probably going to see him. I guess he could probably just take another base without much difficulty now. As Polt's trying to press in once again towards the bottom side. Widow Mines burrow. There's the Mutalisks here. The Banelings are going to move in. The Marines trying to step back. Widow Mines detonate. There's still a lot of bio here for Polt. Where are the Banelings? Okay, a couple more coming in from the behind, but the Marauders are actually going to catch those. Very nice for Polt. He still has a lot of Marines alive. More Banelings coming in from that west position. The Mutalisks getting on top of absolutely everything. And Solar will hold once again, but there's the bio in the northwest. Polt bringing another attack onto the Zerg. The Widowmine's getting cleaned up mostly. The bio all eradicated. There's a lot of juicy medevacs. Polt runs some Marines up to try to defend these, but so many of the medevacs are very weak. He's actually going to lose the majority of his flying heal buses as the top left base is also destroyed. Pathogen glands is being researched. Zerg flyer attacks +2 for the Mutalisks is being researched. And Polt still has his 4th base though, which I mean what more can you really ask for? This is all he needs. A lot of Banelings are going to be morphed in. 24 Banelings. He's already got 5 here with this army. This is where things can get funky. Is he just going to try to barrel through and kill this? I don't know. There's a lot of missile turrets. He decided to forego it. He's going to move in between the natural and that 4th. Now, there is a planetary fortress and some widow mines, but now he comes in to descend upon the planetary. The Banelings are going to move in, trying to kill the SCVs while they kill the planetary, and they will do so. The base falls. Polt's army pushing the top base at the same time. Excuse me, the bottom base. He's blasting in absolutely everything. The hatchery is getting so low, he will be able to pick the base off. A few of the Broodlings and Zerglings doing what they can. Polt's going to immediately send the medevac off to the main base. Try to keep pulling this army around. There's still some widow mines littering the field. A northwest base is being rebuilt. There's a lone spine crawler here, but Polt already has a bio getting ready to cut that off. There's only 2 Marines in this medevac, so the Mutalisks will clean it up without too much trouble. As Polt denies once again another base of Solar. Solar does still have that bottom base rebuilding, but his economy has been significantly hurt. Which, I mean, I guess you could probably say for Polt as well with the amount of damage he took from losing that 4th. So, Polt's continuing to press in. We have high-sec auto-tracking, Terran building armor being researched for Polt. That's going to make these planetaries a lot stronger, as well as those missile turrets. Solar moves a few Lings here to check for the expansion. And he does have a lot of Zerglings and Banelings still. I don't think Polt can engage this army, but he's going to have to whether he wants to or not. And now he presses in. There's a lot of widow mines. He's going to get money detonations. Actually grab a few Banelings on the west side. All of the widow mines have fired, though, meaning that there's no escape for Polt anymore. Another wave of reinforcements is sitting pretty outside of the natural expansion, but the bottom base has finished once again for Solar, or it's just about finished. These long-distance mining on the drones is never something that you want to do, but he has a lot of gas as well. We could see him just make a ton of infestors to mix into this army. I don't know. I guess it could just be... I might as well just use them purely for the Banelings, I suppose. He hasn't really shown that he likes the infestors. Planetary Fortress being rebuilt with the building armor will be much harder to kill off, but well, if he presses in before this PF completes, or these missile turrets, that could be catastrophic. Here it's finishing up. The missile turrets are done, but the planetary is not. The Banelings are going to roll in. Is he going to get the SCVs again? There's no anti-air left. The planetary is taking a lot of damage. The Banelings get the SCVs, and once again, Polt's 4th is denied, but he's going to deny the 4th base of Solar. The top left base still alive, though. Polt's army giving chase, and he's immediately going to head to that north left base. And Polt, the Banelings actually getting a wraparound on that Marauder, giving chase. The Marines taking lots of damage, and both players sustaining huge losses. But Polt, he's got barely any SCVs and a whole lot of Marines pressing in. Now he's got an army supply advantage barely, but the worker count really hurting him. He needs to deal some more economic damage to Solar if he wants to keep a foothold in this game. That planetary fortress out the front has actually become his resource collection area. Planetary fortress is not yet started in the bottom right, but he has the command center there. There's some widow mines here, but this is going to pay for so many Zerglings, and Solar doesn't need the gas. He's got 3,000 gas in the bank. Every time he manages to get another wave of Zerglings, that is basically a wave of Banelings. As this Mutalisk count is just so nice. The utility that he has with this is incredible. Solar continued to dance around. Widow Mine's taking random pot shots. That Queen is lucky to have her life. And, well, I mean, Polt actually has these Widow Mines here. He could try to move these in since he does have that Drilling Claws upgrade. But he's just going to move his main army up. And this is a huge deal for Solar. Solar must defend this base. This is crucial. Because Polt's down 50 supply, which means he's going to win. Polt will win this game if he kills this base. Solely because, you call it the law of Polt, really. He can't win until he's down 50 supply. And just like in the last game, he's going to try to make something happen by trying to destroy this base. He's got, actually grabs a few of the Banelings there. How many are actually with this force? Solar has about, seems to be 14 or so total in the northwest position. 22 Zerglings are on the production tab, though. Polt's continue to crank out forces. I like that he's holding the army of the Zerg player here. Widow Mines take out the majority of the Banelings, but Polt's reestablished his top base. He's got the bottom base, planetary fortresses, and he has Widow Mines as well. And the bio is all going to try to rendezvous. He's floated out the main command center towards his top base. The Banelings are coming in. Is he going to get the SCVs? Will he get the Marines? What will he get? Nothing so far. The Marauder is a bro, taking everything. And the Mutalisks, it all comes down to, are there enough Marines to shove it back? And this time, Survey says, yes, Solar going to be shoved away from Polt's 5th base as he moves to land this command center once again. This planetary fortress completely unabated. The Widowmine just kind of sitting here. It can actually edge these drones. I don't know if any of these will naturally go into the radius of it, though. Polt just needs to move that just another inch closer, and he'll be able to actually get some kills. But this base is going to be the point of contention for this match, as Polt has managed to get the fuel he needs to continue pumping out these units left and right. We'll need to get a few more mules up at that 4th base, though. The 3rd, he just doesn't have that many SCVs at all. He's only got 28, so his economy is mules, and he's going to back up now. There's no Widow Mines with this force. He lifts everything up in the medevacs. He's going to try to retreat. Maybe he try to bait the Banelings into those Widow Mines, but no luck just yet. A drop is moving towards that southwest base, and now if Polt can pick this off, that would be almost game-changing, since there's barely any forces for Solar, and all of those forces are sitting in the top. Polt's army supply lead is his ace in the hole, and he's coming, and the drones are going down left and right. Polt changing it. He's already clipped away almost half the workers at this base. This is exactly what he needed. There's a force of Mutalisks coming in, but 8 Marines and a medevac might be enough to kill a lot of these Mutas. Picks off 2, 3, 4, and the Widowmine even lending a helping hand as those drones come in with their mandibles to try to close things out. Solar does get a good detonation on Polt's army, though, and majority of the forces in the north have been picked off. There's a whole other army waiting, though, and these Mutas are going to run into the Widowmines. He needs to be careful. He's baiting those Widowmine shots out. Polt, I feel like a missile turret would not have been a bad investment for this base, considering just how few Mutas there are here, as he continues to just move in here. And these Widowmines doing a lot of damage. Polt's going to move these SCVs back, though. Might just throw it on a missile turret, because why not? Because he needs everything. He needs absolutely everything to hold this push. So many Banelings are here. He's got 16, 8 more on the way. They're trying to press up the ramp. The Widowmines, where are the shots? They are nowhere to be seen. They're just not detonating. The Banelings, though, they're all gone. Polt's got Marines still. He's pressing in. Where are the rest of the forces? The Zerglings are being rallied in, but will Zerglings be enough to stop these 3-3 Marines? Solar has his own 3-3, but the bottom right base is mining once again for Polt. He's still got Marines coming out. 3 Widowmines at a time, and Solar taps out. GG. Polt manages to take this game because he was down 50 supply. Well played by the CM Storm Terran player to be the first victor in this group today.